guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my very first 24-hour reading challenge. Before we get into the actual challenge, let's go back to a couple nights ago when I was like getting all of my supplies and everything for this challenge. You guys, it is time. It is the night before my 24-hour readathon, which means we need to go into Target and get some supplies. We need some energy drinks. We are gonna probably get a couple books, and we need some snacks. So let's go to Target. Time for a Target haul. I do have some exciting things. So first of all, the main reason honestly why I had to go out before this video, I needed to get Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I am so excited about this book. Like literally, like I love the When in Rome series so freaking much, so I am so excited for this third one. I know that like when I get into like the nighttime, I'm gonna get like super tired, and so reading a thriller will keep me awake because thrillers always scare me to the point where I literally can't fall asleep. So I bought The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. It was the only one that Target had of her books that I have not read, so this is the little book haul. And then I also got an Alani. I've never tried an Alani before. I usually just drink Celsius, but I'm very curious to see if this is good. Destiny Sidwell raves about the cherry slush Alani, so. And then lastly, I got my favorite Ben & Jerry's flavor. It is the non-dairy milk and cookies. So freaking good. Literally, I love this ice cream so freaking much. And I've been really craving ice cream lately, so it was a must. So I will see you guys tomorrow for our 24-hour readathon. Okay, so it is currently 7:26 in the morning, and I know that a lot of people start these challenges at night. The thing is, it's like, I know that like it makes sense for once it's over to then sleep like the rest of the night, but why am I gonna like stay up a whole day, then stay up from the nighttime a whole other 24 hours? This literally doesn't matter. It's 7:26. I'm gonna be starting this soon in the morning, so then tomorrow morning at the same exact time it'll be over. But let's talk about like our TBR for this video. So this is like my immediate TBR, like these are the books I really want to get to, but then obviously we have my whole TBR cart that we can also choose from. So for starters, we have A Court of Mist and Fury. So I'm like 40-something% through this, so we're gonna definitely be finishing this today. And then like you saw, I went to Target and I bought The Perfect Son and Beg, Borrow, or Steal. So these are the three books that are on my radar. Most importantly on my radar, these are going to be like my first priority books, but then like I said, we can pick any book from here. It doesn't really matter. So I'm so excited. I have an energy drink, I have tea, I have coffee. This is gonna be fun, I think. I'll probably regret this later, but so I just ate breakfast, so literally nothing is holding me back from starting. So it is 7:29. Let's just say it's 7:30, and we're just gonna go ahead. I'm like, I don't know why I'm like scared. Like, am I gonna regret this later? Okay, we're gonna start our little clock. Okay, so that means that tomorrow morning at 7:30 we'll be done. So let's get reading. I want to like finish this first because I can't like start any other book until I finish this one. So I'm on chapter 28 of 69, so we're going to continue reading. Okay, so we have our first hour update. Almost. It's 8:28, so it's like almost been a full hour. And I have my first bit of caffeine. I have some black tea. I was getting really tired, which is crazy because I'm only an hour in. But it's because like reading makes me tired. Like it makes me sleepy, and the fact that I woke up at 6 this morning. But I am now on chapter 32. I'm a slow reader, you guys. Like I like only read like I think like 30 pages within the past hour. Like I'm a slow reader. But this is the second book in the ACOTAR series, and it's really slow in the beginning. Like the first like half of these books seem to be really slow, but then like if this one is anything like the first book, I know that like once I get to like that 60% mark, it's just gonna like pick up and get like super fast, and just like it's going to be like thrilling. But like it's just like a little like slow at first, but like Feyre and Reese, I just love them together. Like I just like their dynamic, and they're just everything. I just love them. I just love them. And like the thing is, it's like I wasn't really like liking her and Tamlin together. Sorry if you know nothing about the ACOTAR series, this will make no sense to you, but I didn't really like her and Tamlin together. So like I think that's why I didn't really enjoy like the first book as much, because I just didn't like her and Tamlin together, but I love her and Rhysand together, so I'm loving it. So I'm gonna keep reading. like literally everything just like connects. Like Sarah J Maas like just like puts like little details in the story, and then like it ends up like meaning something more like later. Like that was happening in the first book too, and I love that so much. We are about to enter hour 3. It's almost been 3 hours since this started. I am now 50% done. Did I say 50? I meant 57. Did I say 57? I'm so out of it already. But I'm listening to this Asimov like playlist that someone put together for like when you're reading this book, and there's a couple Taylor Swift songs in here. Like The Archer is playing right now. I am not retaining any words in this book right now because all my brain is doing is singing along to The Archer. But let's find my place in this book and then I can show you how far I am. All right, so this right here is what I have left. So we're obviously over halfway. We're 57% in. We have like 260 pages left, so we're getting through it. We're getting through it, and like I said, it's beginning to pick up, so it's going to be a more enjoyable read. And I feel like, no, I'm gonna jinx it by saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I feel like I've like passed the tired point. Like between like 7:30 and like 9, I was exhausted, but I feel like I've kind of like passed that point, especially now that it's like starting to pick up. I'm like way more into the story now, so then I'm like really just wanting to read. But anyways, let's log in and keep reading. Okay, this song actually hurts listening to after reading this. I'm like gonna cry. I love this song, but I might need to skip it. This hurts. You guys, I did it. I made it almost the 12-hour mark. I took like an hour-and-a-half break a little while ago because I went to get food with Micah. I finished A Court of Mist and Fury. Tell me why. Like how many pages were there left in this book when I started this video? Like 300 something? Why did that take me like 11 hours to read? 300 pages in fantasy does not equate to 300 pages in any other genre. Why did that take me 11 hours to read? My brain is like non-existent at this point. But it is 7:10 p.m. and honestly I'm feeling pretty good. I do want to take a little break to like eat dinner and let my brain just like recharge a little bit because it's feeling pretty mushy, honestly. But my thoughts on this book, I feel like even though it was slow and I wasn't absolutely loving it throughout the whole book, I feel like it was like the perfect setup for book 3 because I just feel like everything that's gonna happen now in book 3 is just gonna be so good. So I'm really excited about that. But we have book 1 done. This was a big book, and the books just get bigger and bigger. Like literally, like this series is gonna take me forever to finish if it literally took me 11 hours just to read 300 pages. But like I said, I am gonna take a break to eat. Reached the time of the night where this is now necessary. Also, please ignore how the fact that I look absolutely insane. It's 12:22. You can't even see my phone, but it is 12:22. Also, I've never tried this before, so we're gonna do a little taste test real quick. I am so exhausted. Me and Micah, like we just made the mistake of like taking a reading break. Well, me reading. Oh, this smells good. This smells really good. It smells like candy. But we made the mistake of watching a movie just now. I decided to take a little reading break to give my brain a break because I had like a little twitch going on from reading so much all day long. So we decided to watch a movie, and that was like the worst decision because now I'm exhausted. So we're just gonna hope that this cherry slush Alani will help wake us up. But let's do a taste test real quick. Oh, okay, that is really, really good. Destiny Sidwell, you know, you did it again. You know what you're talking about. This is really, really good. I was not expecting that. I honestly didn't think I was gonna like this. So I'd say I'm like 40% through Perfect Sun right now, and I just love Freida McFadden's books so much. They're just so easy to just like fly through. They're just like so quick and just like So I'm going to keep reading this. Let's finish this. We have about 7 hours left. We're gonna finish this one and then at least start another one. I don't know if we'll finish it, but we're gonna start another one. Cheers. So we are officially down to the 3-hour mark. We have 3 hours left. It is 4:23. I just finished The Perfect Sun. I don't know if I disliked the ending because I'm like so sleep deprived and so tired, or if it was just because it just wasn't good. The rest of it was good. And I think that's just like how her books are for me now. They're so good in like the first like 80%, and then you get to the big plot twist at the end and it just always disappoints me. But being that we have 3 hours left, technically I need to read another book. Sadly, I'm so tired. I don't want to think about reading. I literally just want to go to sleep. My stomach hurts. My brain's not working anymore. But I have Beg, Borrow, or Steal here, which would be the third book for this video. So I'm just gonna start it. I'm gonna just take it slow. However far I get in these 3 hours is fine because I'm proud of myself. I don't stay up this late like ever, and I'm just so exhausted. But I've read 2 books so far, so we're just gonna start this one and we'll see how far we get. Guys, don't be fooled. I am very, very excited to read this book. I have been waiting like a whole year for this book. I am just very like sleep deprived. So if I have a negative attitude right now, it's not a reflection of how I'm really feeling. It's just because I am incredibly tired. But I'm so excited for this book because I love this series so much, and this one literally just came out like a week ago, so I'm just so excited to read this. And I think I would be more excited if it wasn't 4:30 in the morning, but honestly I have like this sudden like kind of urge but boost of energy. Okay, it is 6:04, so technically we still have an hour and a half to go, but unfortunately I'm retiring this video for the night because I just can't read anymore. I was laying there trying to read Beg, Borrow, or Steal, and I just couldn't do it. I literally could not grasp the words that I was reading. It's pretty much bedtime for me, but I'm gonna talk to you guys tomorrow so we can like talk about all the books and talk about my experience with this 24-hour reading challenge. And yeah, I just need a better mindset, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, so it is now time for my little like wrap up and review of all the books that I read during this video. First, I just want to like give you guys like my little like review of like the whole like 24-hour challenge. So first of all, I should not have started with this book. I should not have started reading the last half of this book because I was so exhausted by the time that I finished this that like I was just ruined. Like there was no chance that I was going to be able to actually like successfully complete this challenge because like I said again, the last half of this book, the last like whatever 50-something% took me 11 hours to read. Like around like 10 and a half hours it took me to read the last half of this book. It took me way too long, so that by the time that I got to The Perfect Sun, I was just so tired. And I love Freedom Fountain's books because they're so easy to get through. They're just like literally you could read them in one sitting and it's just like such a good time and you'll be so entertained the entire time. But I would I would start dozing off or something, like my eyes would like start closing and I would be like reading Feyre's name. I would be like reading characters' names from this book, and then like I would be like kind of like dozing off, but I'd be like reading, and then all of a sudden I would be like, wait, oh my god, that's so crazy, like how did that happen? Thinking that I'm still in this book and I'm like, wait, how did we get here? Like it was actually like crazy. Like it was just like I was just so exhausted, and I literally started getting a twitch right here. It started twitching, like it was just like throbbing, twitching like for so long. So then we're like done with this one, and then I try to pick up a third book and I'm just so exhausted. So honestly, if I were to do this again, I would just like not read a fantasy book. I would just not read, oh my god, I'm like dropping all the books. I would just not read like a book like this because it just takes so much brain power. It takes so much more time than any other book would take me. I could have read both of these books plus probably another one within the time that I read half of this. So I literally could have read 3 books like at the beginning of the video in that first like 12 hours when my brain was like at peak awakeness. So anyways, if I were to do this again, which I might just to test it out to see if I could read even more books, I probably would do it that way, where I would just read these kinds of books, like short like thrillers or romances, the whole time. So that's just like those are just like my thoughts on like the whole like 24-hour challenge. But now let's talk about like my ratings and reviews of the actual book. So first we read A Court of Mist and Furies. This is the second book in the ACOTAR series, and after the first book, I thought that the first book was like very slow in the beginning, and then I thought that it like really started to pick up after like the 60% mark, and then from like the 60% on, it was just so like good, like just so amazing. So I actually rated the first book 4.5 stars. So then I was just like really like excited for this one because I thought we were gonna like start out super strong and it was just like gonna like go out through the whole book. While I like enjoyed like kind of like the storyline we were going, it was just like still very slow for me, and I think that's kind of like how just fantasy is. Like you're gonna have like kind of like slow parts and you like are like learning certain things like world building and all of that until you get to like the super high stakes parts of the book. But again, it wasn't until like that 70-80% mark where I was like fully like, oh my gosh, this is such a good book. But the last 70% mark where we are learning things about Reese and Feyre and their bond that they have, and then like the ending part, the way that the story, the end of it, set up for book 3, perfection. Like I am just so excited for book 3 now, and literally that part and like the whole bonding thing and just like learning like their like bond just made it to where I actually rated this 4.75 stars, which like based on like the fact that like it took me forever to get through and my thoughts on it, I'm sure you would not have guessed that I rated it that highly. It was just really, really good. And again, Reese and Feyre together, their whole thing, and then the whole ending and the setup for the next book, I feel like it was just like such a perfect like stepping stone to get from the first book to the third book. Like I think that the third book is gonna be set up to be just like phenomenal now. And then we went into The Perfect Son by Frida McFadden. This was actually my 12th Frida McFadden book, I'm pretty sure. And I've kind of noticed that I will be so intrigued, I will be so into the story for most of the book, but then once we get to the plot twist, I am so incredibly disappointed. Like I just feel like there could have been like better resolutions. I just feel like it just could have ended differently. But in this one specifically, I guessed the whole plot twist, which literally ruined, like when you guess a plot twist in a thriller book, which is literally like the plot twist is like the biggest part of thriller books, it kind of like ruins the whole thing because you want to be surprised, you want to be shocked, you want your jaw on the floor. Basically that's like the goal of thriller books, to get your jaw on the floor. And maybe a lot of people wouldn't be able to guess what's gonna happen, but I feel like I've read so many of her books now that it's like I kind of understand where her brain goes, so that could be part of it. But it was very good, it was very entertaining, such a simple book to just sit there and binge. So I'm gonna rate this 3.75 stars because of course I really enjoyed it, and I would highly recommend this book and all of her other books besides The Teacher. And then lastly, Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I so badly wanted to be able to get through this book, but like I said, my brain was just mush. It was literally jello by the time I even finished A Court of Mist and Fury. So like just like the thought of picking another book, my head actually hurts just trying to film this video. Like I'm like looking at these books makes me like physically ill. Like I wouldn't recommend doing a 24-hour challenge if you ever plan on reading ever again. But look how cute this cover is. I have been so excited for this release ever since I read the other 2 books last January, I think it was. I have been so obsessed with this little series, the When in Rome series. So I've been anticipating this book like crazy. So I was just super excited to get to it, but unfortunately I was just so tired. But I will still be like filming this, my reactions to this. I'm gonna do like a whole like anticipated releases reading vlog, so you will still be able to hear my thoughts and everything on this. It'll just be in a different video now. So yeah, these are all of the books of this video. And again, I will probably be doing this again. It'll probably be a while unless one of you guys is like, hey, please film this video like tomorrow, and then I'll be like, fine, you know, I'll do it. So I appreciate all of you guys watching this video, and if you made it this far, you're amazing, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys so soon. Bye.